Hello everyone, as always you are more than welcome to join me on today's video. After all, if it wasn't for you, I would not bother pitching up. Okay, my dear friends, we do not and never will know exactly what goes on behind the scenes of the palaces and royal residences. Of course, it's not our place to know what, say, Charles talks to his wife about, or has for breakfast, or how long he sits on the toilet. I know some people read their daily newspapers on the throne, but I doubt the king has time for that. In any event, there are things which just plainly is not our business. But I've said this before and I boldly say it again. I simply do not believe that things are as bad between King Charles, Harry and Meghan as everyone says it is. I do think the king publicly stays away from Harry and Meghan's controversy, but I think Harry was right and that the king admires him for having the guts to break away. I think King Charles also publicly distances himself from Harry and Meghan for the sake of William and Catherine. He cannot be seen siding with the runaways against his popular heir. However, I think in secret he would have wanted to be Harry and to an extent admires Meghan for her tenacity. Now, why on earth would I even think that? Never mind say it. Well, do you remember Meghan's 40 by 40 during her 40th birthday? Yes, those 40 minutes 40 of her female friends would spend helping another woman. Anyway, this year marks the 35th anniversary of the King's Foundation, and to celebrate it, they issued a video calling for 35 influencers under the age of 35 who can spread the word about traditional arts, crafts, textiles, architecture, urbanism, health and well-being, horticulture and farming. And guess what they called the project? Well, someone must have been dreaming about Meghan and suggested 35 under 35. I mean, how cheesy. But good luck. I hope they have better luck with 35 under 35 than she had with 40 by 40. Prince William took to X after the death of Jean Hackman. On the account of the Prince and Princess of Wales, William wrote, "So sad to hear the news of the death of Jean Hackman and his wife Betsy. Hackman was a true genius of film who brought each and every character to life with power, authenticity and star quality." And then William signed it with his initial W. Now, talking about the death of Jean Hackman and his wife, yesterday authorities said that there was no indication of foul play, and initially they made it sound as if the bodies were found together. But now it appears that Betsy was found in or near the bathroom and Mr. Hackman in the mudroom. It does sound as if something had overcome them suddenly, as Mr. Hackman's stick and glasses were found right next to him, and Betsy had a vial of tablets in her hand with the pills scattered all over the floor. Police found the front door unlocked. It appears that the fire department also did a quality or air quality test, and there is absolutely no sign of anything too much or nefarious in the air, as initially speculated, particularly by Hackman's one daughter. It is estimated that both of them had been deceased for approximately 2 weeks. So the police's remarks that there is no sign of injuries was indeed very, very premature due to the amount of decomposition. I think that out of respect, one should, however, wait for the autopsy results and the full reports. In the meantime, once again, rest in peace, Jean and Betsy. Okay, so although it does not sound like it, or maybe it is not all that obvious because I mention her from time to time, but I'm taking a sort of hackle break because honestly, that weird woman is really getting to me. I'm almost convinced she's an alien trying too hard to be human. Honestly, I mean, she looks as if she is acting, trying to appear human, and not quite managing it. So in that light, I want to share with you some other things that I'm following in the local and international news. Things are not looking too bright here in South Africa. Over the last few weeks, reading business tech in the mornings, it is one bit of bad news after the other. I think the worst news for us plain Joes, people who go buy milk and bread on a regular basis, is that the economy is hitting our retailers very hard. Our groceries and general stores seem to be suffering most at this point. You see, businesses like clothing stores and furniture stores got hit big time during COVID. And most of those which closed down during COVID just did not even reopen again. But now it appears that with rising joblessness, grocery and general stores are actually feeling the pinch. One of our chain grocer retailers called SPAR, S-P-A-R, is only the latest in a string of retailers who recorded a significant drop in turnover in November, December and January. The group is thus now continuing to close underperforming corporate stores with a plan to close about 13 stores in the South Rand region alone. The good news is that the SPAR group retail sales in South Africa overall grew with 3.4% across the board. That means across the grocers, the liquor stores, and the pharmaceutical stores and outlets. Well, on the one hand, that is good news for SPAR SA. But remember that for each one of those stores closing down, 18 to 15 to 20 people are losing their jobs. Many without severance pay or pensions because they were mainly or maybe only casual staff like packers and so on. Like I said, SPAR's not the only one. Other grocery stores, clothing retailers, etc. are also closing underperforming outlets. And again, we have hundreds of people losing their jobs. And with a reduction in jobs come a reduction in family income, which leads to a reduction in spending. And so a vicious circle starts. Although our load shedding has now again been suspended, it does not mean that it is the end of it. It will indeed be back. It is inevitable. Even our national suppliers said so. But guess what? Our government said the solution was, excuse me, our government, the ANC, plus the national energy supplier, well, they asked that businesses cut production by 30%. Yes, you heard me right. I'm not joking at all. I mean, forget about growing the economy. with an increase in production. Growth, people, growth. Forget about efficiency and prosperity. No. Those concepts are not understood in South Africa. Drop your production with 30% so we can have enough electricity. No. That is the dumbest thing I have ever heard. And I'm laughing now, but I tend to get so angry when I read such utter ignorance and BS. And as if these cringe-worthy headlines in South Africa are not enough, we have Keir Starmer's visit to America and Donald Trump. Talk about second-hand embarrassment. I mean, geez. Keir says, "We've had free speech for years now in Britain," he says. So, Mr. Starmer, why are there people in jail for what they said or posted on Facebook? Nice suit, Mr. Starmer, but that is not what this is all about. Seriously, I've never seen one adult male reducing another adult male to a 6-year-old boy having to cross his legs to prevent himself from wetting his pants. That is, until I saw Trump and Starmer. I just cannot believe that Starmer, who had been in politics for a couple of years, could possibly be so intimidated by Trump. I mean, it's unbelievable. But once you've watched it and saw it, it was also rather funny. Anyway, that is it for today, folks. Enough said before we get ourselves into trouble. So, guys and girls, until we meet again on the next one, please take good care of yourselves. Bye.